the shadow of the oak, where the wild rivers bend, lies a memory of her, where the earth and sky blend. Sunset wrapped her in a shawl, all tattered and red, on that old wooden porch where our dreams were softly said. Oh, the wind closed her eyes with a whisper soft and sweet, and the trails we once walked now bear no trace of our feet. My heart rides these empty plains under cloudless grieving sky, for in the whisper of the trees the wind closed her eyes. There's an old cabin standing, worn by time and by rain. Its door creaks like the saddles that we rode through the pain. Gravel roads keep on winding through fields of dry golden grain, but her laughter's just an echo from the storms that never wane. Oh, the wind closed her eyes with a whisper soft and sweet, and the trails we once walked now bear no trace of our feet. My heart rides these empty plains under cloudless grieving skies, for in the whisper of the trees the wind closed her eyes. Now I wander through the silence of paths we used to roam, each step a heavy verse in this earthbound tone, lost in the symphony of a lonesome fading day. My soul finds solace as the skies turn to gray. Yes, the wind closed her eyes and the world just passed us by, in the dust of the trail under that wide open sky. Still I roam these quiet towns where our love was once a prize, forever haunted, forever bound, where the wind closed her eyes. So I sing to the mountains and to the stars above about a whisper in the pines and the woman I still love. Every sunset takes a breath and every nightfall replies to the tale of a cowboy where the wind closed her eyes. In the shadow of the old oak tree where whispers used to dance, she carved their names inside a heart, a token of romance. Underneath that sprawling bough, her laughter filled the air. Now every leaf that tumbles down whispers of despair. Her voice bleeds through the prairie wind, a song that's bittersweet. It haunts the dusty trails where our two lonely hearts would meet. In the echo of her laughter, under skies once so grand, I wander through these ghost towns, a solitary man. Porch still creaks as if she's there, swaying to some silent tune. But the cabin's empty, save for dust that's lit by the pale moon. Where we once dreamt of futures bright, now shadows play old scenes. The night air's thick with what's been lost, wrapped in her scarf of dreams. Her voice bleeds through the prairie wind, a song that's bittersweet. It haunts the dusty trails where our two lonely hearts would meet. From vibrant dreams to silent screams, under stars that understand, I roam this land without her hand, a broken, weary man. If I could ride past horizons where our sun used to set, would I find her voice there waiting, or just more to forget? With every sunset that I chase and every tear I hide, I'm just a shadow in her life, drifting with the tide. Her voice bleeds in the whipping wind, across the creeks that swell. It's tangled in the silver clouds, in the stories they can't tell. As the oaks stand tall and strong, and I grow old and gray, her whispers in the rustling leaves that never fade away. Her voice bleeds, her voice bleeds, forever here to stay. Where the oak trees whisper, I first met her in the spring soft glow. We danced 'neath stars near the old creek's murmur, where the wildflowers dared to boldly grow. But her goodbye said nothing, left me holding a dusty scarf the color of the dawn. Echoes of hoofbeats, fading, growing in the silence where her shadow's gone. Years rolled like thunder across these plains. The porch still creaks with her absent steps. Through summer storms and winter's icy chains, in the saddle I roam where our sun once set. Her goodbye said nothing but these old trails speak her name with every gust that weaves along the gravel roads beneath the veil of twilight's breath. My heartache cleaves. Now the cabin's empty, the fire's low, just a lone coyote calls to the moon's pale light. And these whisper secrets the winds won't blow away, keep me searching for her in the night. Yes, her goodbye said nothing, yet it echoes loud in the rustle of the leaves and the creek's soft sigh. Underneath this vast, unending cloud, I reckon some goodbyes don't mean goodbye. Her goodbye said nothing, a silent pact, bound by the land our memories lay on this lonesome trail. There's no turning back. Her goodbye said nothing, and everything in its way. I ain't the kind to beg or stay. If the fire dies, right away I gave you love like open land, but you wanted fences. Not a man. I lit your sky with cowboy dreams. You tried to cage my wild, it seems, but hearts like mine don't wear no chain. We burn, we bleed, but never tame. I ain't born to break. Don't mistake my silence for shame. I'd rather lose than fake. The soul ain't built for blame. If you wanted someone to change, you should have found a different name. I'm not yours to bend or take, darling. I ain't born to break. Kissed me like you meant goodbye, and thought I'd crawl too numb to try. But girl, I come from thunder roads where pride runs deep, and rivers know that freedom costs a heavy price. But I'll pay twice before I lie, so keep your tears in clever lines. I'll keep my boots, my smoke, my spine. I ain't born to break. Mistake my heart for weak. I've walked through worse than this, with whiskey dust on both my cheeks. If you wanted easy wins, go find a man who lives in skin that don't scar or crack or shake. But me, I ain't born to break. Takes more than it ever tries to make. I ain't born to break. Don't you dare confuse my pain with some weakness in my name. I got thunder in my veins. I'm the storm that rides at dawn, the last chord in your goodbye song. You left, and baby, that's your state. But me, I ain't born to break. In the hush of dawn, by the old oak tree where the land whispers secrets it keeps in, I recall her scarf red against the spring, and the promises that no longer sing. Her laughter echoed a ghostly spell in the cabin where the shadows dwell. But his shadow said nothing as it danced alone underneath the porch where our love had grown. The sunset bleeds through the cracks of time, and the wind carries off our old wind chimes. Each gust a whisper of what used to be. His shadow said nothing to me. Years wore the saddle and the trails turned gray. gravel roads where we once would stray, from the bustling town to the quiet streams, now empty places in my dreams. The rain taps soft on the roof that leaks, in each drop a memory speaks. But his shadow said nothing as it danced alone underneath the porch where our love had grown. The sunset bleeds through the cracks of time, and the wind carries off our old wind chime. Each gust a whisper of what used to be. His shadow said nothing to me. Oh, how the mountains recall our names, echoing through the wild untamed. I'm a wanderer in a land so vast, chasing a future tied to the past. And his shadow said nothing as the night set in, silent as my sorrows, thick as the din. Stars flicker out where her eyes might have shone. His shadow says nothing, and I ride on, leaving behind what I can never reclaim. His shadow said nothing, and I whispered her name. Oh,
built a porch from barnwood gray, hung wildflowers that never fade. The roof still leaks when the rain gets mad, but you laugh and say, ain't that bad. You read your books by the window frame. I fixed the fence, call the cows by name. We don't talk much about someday, 'cause baby, this is our always. We don't wear rings, we don't toast vows. No preachers here, just creaking sounds of floors that learned our rhythm slow, of hearts that bloom and never show. We don't need promises to steer, just every morning you're still here. You hum that tune with a coffee pot, barefoot dancing in a polka dot. I carve a birdhouse, you paint the stars. We make a home from secondhand parts. There's a note you wrote taped to the wall. Don't forget we got it all. No gold, no fame, no grand parade, just time and breathe and love homemade. We don't wear rings, we don't sign names. Our love ain't caught in picture frames, but damn if it don't hold me tight when cold creeps in at end of night. No forever tattooed in ink, just two old mugs in the kitchen sink, and this one truth that makes it clear every morning you're still here. Some folks chase the fireworks high, but we found magic in bacon and rye, in the way your hair smells in July, and how you whisper stay with your eyes. We don't need crowds, we don't need cheer, just morning light and you still near. No wedding dress, no diamond flare, just flannel shirts and porch rocking chairs. If love's a home, then we're both keys, and this old life's our symphony. You don't say much, but it's crystal clear. Every morning, you're still here.
In the shadow of the oak tree, where we carved our name so wild, there's an echo of laughter, of a love unreconciled.
On that old porch I found the scarf you wore, now gray and frayed. It dances with the ghostly wind where our promises once lay. Goodbye letter closed her eyes, under skies that turned to cries. Whispers midst the windswept plains, saddle up my heart's remains. Every dust bleeds into night, where your shadow used to lie. Goodbye letter sealed with a sigh, under the vast unending sky. Gravel roads whisper stories through the dust of my old boots. Every step a memory, each path a root of deeper root. But time has swept the corners of the cabin where you smiled, and rain has washed the trails where once our hearts ran free and wild. Goodbye letter closed her eyes, under skies that turned to cries. Whispers midst the windswept plains, saddle up my heart's remains. Every dust bleeds into night, where your shadow used to lie. Goodbye letter sealed with a sigh, under the expansive mournful sky. Now I roam through empty lands, where your laughter filled the air. Sunsets paint my solitude, a canvas stark and bare. Yet in the silence, neath the stars, your face in dreams appears, holding on to a ghost of love, drowned within my silent tears. Goodbye letter closed her eyes, farewells under twilight skies. Every memory fades to gray, on the trails I walk astray. In the heart of every night, I find your eyes, my fading light. Goodbye letter, a love untied, with every lonesome starlit stride.
In the shadow of an oak, where wild roses dare to climb, I remember Jenny danced in the springtime of our prime. Her laughter echoed softly on a breeze that knew no time, by the porch of that old cabin where our hearts began to chime. But the grave said nothing, silent under open skies, where I whisper secrets and my long overdue goodbyes. Every sunset paints her face in the clouds that drift and sigh, and the grave said nothing, just let a lone cowboy cry. Years have worn the saddle where she'd sit and sing so sweet. Gravel roads are overgrown where danced our youthful feet. Now the town feels empty like the echoes in my mind, where memories like dust are all that she's left behind. The grave said nothing, silent under open skies, where I whisper secrets and my long overdue goodbyes.
Every sunset paints her face in the clouds that drift inside, and the grave said nothing, just let a lone cowboy cry. Sometimes I think I hear her in the whistle of the train, or the rustle in the bluegrass like soft whispers of her name. It's a curse of the lonesome to walk the earth and roam with a heart full of memories in a world that ain't a home. And the grave said nothing while I lay flowers in the rain, saddled with this heartache and these long enduring pains. Every path I wander, every trail where I've been led, takes me back to silence where the earth holds what I said. Yes, the grave said nothing, and the wind just moans her name. The grave said nothing, and I'm left alone with the echoes of what remains.
Out by the creek where the cottonwoods whisper, under the grip of the great mountain shadow, she laughed with the sun, danced with the wind, on that old wooden porch where our summer's thin. Her scarf in the breeze like a soft blue prayer, her promise of forever hung silent in the air. Now her goodbye drifts through the valley so low, rustles through the oak leaves where the wild rivers flow. Every sunset bleeds a color she once knew, and her goodbye drifts like the morning dew. Years peeled the paint from that cabin we shared, gravel roads less traveled, echo songs unsung. The chair where she sat remains solemnly bare, a testament to dreams we once declared. In the stir of the dust, her laughter's a ghost, fading on the trail where I need her the most. Her goodbye drifts through the valley so low, rustles through the oak leaves where the wild rivers flow. Every sunset bleeds a color she once knew, her goodbye drifts like the morning dew. I roam through these hills, a shadow at dusk, chasing the whisper of her gone silhouette. Love's a lone star fading from view in the vast endless sky of the deepest blue. Still her goodbye drifts through the valley so low, haunts every canyon, over peaks dusted with snow. Each night folds in colder and through, her goodbye drifts and I'm drifting too. Her goodbye drifts and I'm drifting too.
Out here where the oak trees shadow old forgotten trails, I found her scarf, a fragment caught where the soft wind wails. The dusty road beneath my boots once rolled like rivers smooth, echoes with the hooves that danced under that pale moon's groove. On this timeless road rode through, where our whispers haunt the breeze. Every sunset bleeds a hue of the love that seeped through trees. Hear the whisper of the pines carrying songs of what we knew. All that's left are these signs on the timeless road rode through. The porch still stands though weary by that empty cabin side. I see her there, a ghostly smile where shadows now reside. Years have turned the vibrant to a quiet, subtle gray. What once was ours, the land has claimed with each dawn's breaking day. On this timeless road rode through, where our laughter now feels thin. The winds carry away the words that should have pulled her in. Beneath cold stars I'm riding past memories I held true. Love's echoes left in the dust on the timeless road rode through. Now the rains come whispering like she did in springtime's glow. Each drop a verse of songs we sang, now only I will know. The saddle's worn, the leather cracked like the heart within my chest. I ride alone, but in my mind her love's the journey's quest. On this timeless road rode through, where the past can never die. All the dreams we rode toward now, just shadows in my eye. Yet still I find her in the breeze, in the oak's enduring bough. Timeless road, you carry me through the then to the here and now. Timeless road, ride me through to where hearts can't help but roam. In the whispered wind I'm with her, though I'm faded far from home. Music fades, the credits roll, the sunset takes my view. Still my soul rides on and on, the timeless road rode through.
In the valley where the river bends, neath the shadow of the old oak tree, we carved our dreams in the bark, deep as the scars back on my knee. There we sipped on the summer like sweet whiskey. In a world of shattered glass turned cold. Oh, how the silence screams and the moonlit gleams, where the echoes of our laughter haunt my dreams. Now I wander through the ghost of spring, where the shattered glass turned cold, and the memories like midnight rain forever hold. The old porch swing hangs loose, the cabin's quiet, stilled by time. Gravel roads where we once rode, now trails of dust and whispered goodbyes. Your scarf still lies on the saddle like a flag surrendered in the night. Beneath the stars that watched our world come undone. Oh, how the silence screams and the moonlit gleams, where the echoes of our laughter haunt my dreams. Now I wander through the ghost of spring, where the shattered glass turned cold,
and the memories like midnight rain forever hold. Did the wildflowers weep, feeling you slip away? Or did the mountain merely sigh, knowing you wouldn't stay? In the church of the open sky, our prayers are just whispers to the clouds, drifting away like your love lost in the shroud. So here's to the shadows where our past lies deep, to the cold glass shards under the weeping willows weep. I walk these roads alone, my heart bound in winter's icy fold, where once we were, now just shattered glass turned cold. And as the last note fades, like the sunset's final blush, I'll hold on to the quiet sorrow, the tender crushing hush. In the hush of old oak shadows, neath the whispering twilight sky, I recall her laughter swirling like the dust when winds were high. Barefoot steps on creaking porches echo soft as summer's breath. Every board and nail a story, every silence steeped in death. Oh, those barefoot steps stood still in time on the roads where we did roam. Now I wander through the memories in the twilight I call home. Every sunset sinks just like my heart beneath horizons turning chill, where once we danced neath starlit skies, those barefoot steps stood still. Years have flown like leaves in autumn, drifting far from root and stem. Empty cabin windows staring like the eyes of lost old friends. Gravel roads that led to nowhere now lead only to the past. Scarves that smelled of sage and freedom knew too well they couldn't last. Oh, those barefoot steps stood still in time on the trails now overgrown. With her whisper in the cedar wind, I face these roads alone. Every sunset sinks just like my heart beneath horizons turning chill, where once we loved without a care, those barefoot steps stood still. On the ridge where dawn breaks earliest, I see her silhouette sometimes, just a fleeting shade of yesteryears crossing o'er those blurring lines. Guess I've learned that some fond remnants, like the saddle worn and old, carry weight of souls departed in the stories left untold. So those barefoot steps stood still in time like the shadows in the dell. I wander through each whispered dream where her laugh used to dwell. the stars peer down like watchful eyes, and the night air tastes the thrill. In the quiet of the fading trails, those barefoot steps stood still. Letting go's a lonesome river, but some hearts they never will. In the silver glow of moonlit paths, those barefoot steps stood still.
Out where the oak tree shadows lie deep, I found her scarf, faded red, left to keep under that old sky where our dreams used to fly. By the dusty trail where boots closed her eyes, we carved our names in the bark, wild and free, promises whispered soft as the breeze. She laughed under moonlit canvases wide. Now nothing but echoes where her laughter once thrived. Oh, boots closed her eyes on that lonesome ridge high, where the sun sinks its sorrow into twilight's goodbye. And these trails they win like the tears I've denied. Since boots closed her eyes, since boots closed her eyes. There's an old porch swing swaying, untouched and alone, like the heart in my chest. It creaks and it moans. Where we used to sit, the world seemed just right. Now it's just shadows stretching long into the night. The gravel roads whisper with each step I tread, speaking of days gone and the love that they bled. Her memory is a ghost town, a story gone cold, in a cabin of silence where truth remain untold. Oh, boots closed her eyes on that lonesome ridge high, where the sun sinks its sorrow into twilight's goodbye. And these trails they wind like the tears I've denied. Since boots closed her eyes, since boots closed her eyes. And I wander these hills like a spirit in flight, chasing shadows and dust from the morning till night. But her whispers a wind I'll never outrun, a part of the land, the moon and the sun. So boots closed her eyes, and I bid my farewells to the dreams we once chased through these valleys and dales. May the stars hold her softly, may the prairie sing wide, while boots sleeps beneath them, and I keep the ride. Since boots closed her eyes, since boots closed her eyes. Oh, since boots closed her eyes, my heart never flies, just circles above where our old love lies. Since boots closed her eyes, since boots closed her eyes.
On the edge of Laramie, where the oaks grow wide and tall, found a cabin, walls of whispers in the shadows of the fall. She laughed under the porch light, scarf dancing with a breeze. Her smile like a secret that brought me to my knees. But her smile hides like the sun behind the storm. In her eyes, a quiet sorrow, a heart torn. Every sunset paints her shadow on the trail she used to roam. And her smile hides a love that never found its home. Years have turned the roads worn down, gravel turned to dust. That old porch now silent, boards giving way to rust. Oak leaves whisper stories in the winds of passing time, of the girl with eyes like fire and the boy she left behind. Her smile hides like the moon behind the cloud. In her laugh, a longing buried, never loud. Now the cabin's empty echo plays the tune of faded dreams. Where her smile hides, nothing's as it seems. Underneath the starlit expanse, I replay our lost chance as the prairie calls me forth with a whisper etched into lore. In the fabric of the land, I now understand love's a wild, untamed horse running its course. Her smile hides beneath the endless drifting skies. In her grace, a solitude that never dies. Every trail I wander, every dusty road I roam, brings me back to her smile, a love that never found its home. And in the quiet of the dawn, before the world wakes to move on, her smile hides in the heart of a cowboy forever drawn.
I ain't no saint and I got sins, but I don't lie just to fit in. I don't shake hands just to play the game. I'd rather walk alone than ride with shame. The world trades truth for fancy lines, but I still keep what's purely mine. My word, my fire, my worn out coat, and every scar that I never wrote. Call me stubborn, call me wild, call me just another outlaw child, but I ain't bending for no plan. I was born dirt tough and I'll die standing. I'm not rich, I'm not clean, but my soul's sharper than a bow blade's gleam. You can fake a crowd, but not this man. I might be the last real man. She once said you're too damn proud. I just smiled, let the smoke walked out, 'cause I won't trade my steel spine for sweet talk and borrowed time. I sleep in fields, I sing to stars, and leave my name in old dive bars. I've lost more than I ever kept, but I've never lied while I wept. Call me stubborn, call me wild, call me reckless, call me exiled, but I won't kneel for gold or brand. I ride for truth with empty hands. I've seen preachers beg for fame and cowards curse their daddy's name, but I hold tight to who I am. Maybe the last real man. So carve this on my stone someday. He rode alone but never strayed. He drank his pain and wore no brand, a free heart and a callous hand. I won't be cloned, won't be planned. You can't copyright this land. I ain't famous, I ain't grand. I'm just the last real man.
In the valley where the cottonwoods remember, my love carved her name on a forgotten old oak. Underneath the sky's ember, we promised forever. Her shadow mingled with mine, neither of us spoke. The wind was our witness, whispering through the grass. As the sun dipped low, our love was cast. Oh, his shadow stood still on that dusty gravel road, where the echoes of her laughter once filled the air. Now I roam like a ghost in the places we once roamed. In the silence, all I find is her absence there. Years drift like tumbleweeds over old trails. The cabin by the creek stands quiet and forlorn. Her scarf still hangs on a rusty old nail, a faded fragment of the days now torn. The porch creaks under steps of solitude, where once we danced to life's sweet tune. His shadow stood still on that dusty gravel road, where the echoes of her laughter once filled the air. Now I roam like a ghost in the places we once roamed, and the wind carries whispers of a love now spared. Oh, how the rains came down like sorrow from above, washing away the tracks we made side by side. Yet in every storm I search the clouds for our lost love, hoping the raindrops speak of where her love resides. His shadow stood still, but mine's cast long and thin, on paths unwalked and sunsets growing dim. If I could ride back to where our world began, I'd tell her I still see her in every shadow, every span. Yes, his shadow stood still as I journeyed to fulfill the promise of a love time cannot kill.
Out where the oak tree shadows lay, long into dusk, I found a scarf you left, now faded threads of musk. By the old log cabin, where our initials are still carved, a letter waits in silence, edges worn and starved. Oh, the winds, they whisper of you across the barren trails. Dust stirs memories like ghosts beneath the coyote wails. Each sunset bleeds like our love did, in scarlet and in gold. And every night I'm riding through dreams I can't hold. Gravel roads, they've shifted just like time's cruel hand. The saddle's worn and brittle where once it made a stand. That porch we'd sit just waiting for the rain to bless the land. Now it only echoes one set of boots and a solitary man. Oh, the winds, they whisper of you across the barren trails. Dust stirs memories like ghosts beneath the coyote wails. Each sunset bleeds like our love did, in scarlet and in gold. And every night I'm lost in dreams that I can't hold. Underneath the weeping willow, I confess to stars above, how the heart can hold such spaces filled with endless love. But the shadows grow in corners where your laughter used to stray, and in the stillness of the night my soul just drifts away. Oh, the winds, they sing of you down the empty, endless trails, where our memories roam like shadows hidden deep in veils. Each sunset's a reminder of the love that had to fall. And every night I'm riding, haunted by the cold. A letter waits unread, my dear, where tears and time prevail. In the heart of a lonesome cowboy riding the lonely trail.
Out by the old Weaver's Creek, where the oak shadow lays deep and wide, found an old hat faded and worn under that blue stretch of the endless sky. Reminds me of days
dust and your smile. You tip that brim with a wink in your eyes. But the hat stays like the echo of your laughter in the hollows of this heart that can't move past you. The wind whispers your name through the canyon sighs. Under the twilight where our old love lies. The saddle's empty on the porch, it's seen better days. The scarf you love now just sways in the breeze. Town's a ghost of itself, just like me. Walking these gravel roads where you walked with me. Cabin's empty, our dreams just dust. Fading trails where we once loved. Yes, the hat stays like the echo of your laughter in the hollows of this heart that can't move past you. The wind whispers your name through the canyon side. Under the twilight where our old love lies. There's a peace in the solitude of pain, in the quiet afflictions, in the creek you're facing the ride. Of memories flood and the rains come down, washing my soul where hope once was found. So the hat stays, not ready to let it go. Part of you still lingers in the sunset's glow. Hear your whisper with the cold night's breeze, while I sing our song to the whispering trees. Yeah, the hat stays, and I stay too, in the shadow of the past, holding on to you.
Underneath the oak, where whispers cling to shadows, your laughter once danced upon the breeze. We carved our dreams in the bark, so shallow. Now they're fading like the leaves. The porch still creaks where you swayed in your silk scarf flowing. Each blank a tone of tales untold, in the cool of evening's glow when the stars start showing. I feel your ghost, but it's the night that holds. Starry night haunts over old gravel roads, where my heart rides on but alone. Echoes of hoofbeats where our sunset once roamed. Starry night haunts where you're gone. That old cabin by the creek, now silent, forsaken. Windows stare blank like eyes that lost their gleam. The dusty paths we trod are overgrown, overtaken by the thorns of roses we planted in dreams. Here where rain once sang on tin roofs like a promise, now whispers secrets in a lonesome, mournful tone. Time swept you away, left me with a compass. Points to everywhere, but none of it feels home. Starry night haunts over old gravel roads, where my heart
left upon the land. As the flame surrenders like I remember, you slip once more right through my hands. Starry night haunts, oh, those trails long grown cold. Each step away stretches our bond. Echoes of love that the night air stole. Starry night haunts, but I ride on, forever carrying this heartache I've owned. Under these stars where you belong.
In the glow of the fading light drifts under the whispering oak tree shade. We carved our names, young and naive, on that old porch where the summer winds played. Her laugh was a melody soft as the dust that danced round our boots in the warm evening gust. And now the sun dips low and the shadows stretch long. Her voice just an echo in the prairie song. The oak stands silent, the porch worn thin, and the fading light drifts where my heart still lives. Years have rolled like tumbleweeds past that dusty old cabin where memories were cast. The saddle sits empty, the trail's overgrown. A cowboy rides solo, his heart turned to stone. The scarf she once wore, now frayed by the breeze, hangs over my door, whispers sorrow and pleas. Now the sun dips low and the shadows stretch long. Her voice just an echo in the prairie song. The oak stands silent, the porch worn thin, and the fading light drifts where my heart still lives. Oh, the rivers may wander, the mountains might stand tall, but her scent in the rain, it haunts through it all as the stars peek through the cloak of the night. I reckon love's a journey, not just a plight. So the sun dips low and my dreams take flight. In the fading light drifts I'll find my respite. The oak stands witness to all that's been. In the fading light drifts love's gentle sin. In the fading light drifts where my heart still lives. In the silence my old soul forgives.